me up, I prefer cheer me up, okay? Because it is a sweet that helps with energy, giving you lots of energy. And what is interesting in mascarpone that brings me back when I was a kid, the first breakfast for little kids or snack in the afternoon is your mother taking a egg yolk with sugar and beating, okay? Uovo sbattuto, okay? Beaten egg in a glass. That is fantastic for a young kid.
When we didn't have kids, like, all right.
When you start growing, the mother is adding coffee to the zabaione. We call it zabaione. The mother is adding coffee. Okay, so you will have egg, sugar, and coffee. And then, when you are about 7, 8 years old, you can start drinking coffee, okay? And then when you are above 10 years of age, they will add some liquor, marsala wine, which is fantastic. That's the real zabaione, where you have the egg with the sugar and the marsala, which is wonderful. So the eggs, I hope that you took off from the refrigerator, but it's not a big problem, because that's the key step in making tiramisu. So I'm showing you these the Savoiardi biscuits in the pan. You can see it, right? And normally I do this at the beginning just to verify if the pan that I have is big enough or not too little, not too big, with the amount of Savoiardi that you have at home. Because maybe you have 1 pack of Savoiardi, you are choosing a big pan, and then the Savoiardi are not enough. So the first step to verify the Savoiardi you have at home and the different size of the pans, I put the Savoiardi inside, and I know that this is the first half of the pack is able to give me the first layer of Savoiardi biscuits for the tiramisu. And then I found here in the Bay Area 2 different brands, Balocco and Bonomi Savoiardi. And Balocco is probably in Italy more common because they do also panettone during the Christmas time, but also Bonomi, it is a well-known
Marco,
brand.
can you show the zabaione close to the camera, the front, the brand. The brand? Yeah, so that people can see if they want to.
Because we don't got money, but we show the brand. Balocco and Bonomi. Balocco
no money.
and Bonomi. So I'm going to use one of them. And then mascarpone. Oh, let's say about Savoiardi. Savoiardi, in the end, it is an adjective because biscuits Savoiardi, which means they came from northern west from Italy. There is an area which is called Savoy at the border with France, and it's where the kings of Italy, the royal family of Italy. We had a king from 70 through the end of the Second World War. And the family is called Savoia. Okay, so Savoia, the royal family, Savoia, the region, and Savoiardi, the biscuits that were probably made there the first time. Mascarpone is a cheese. It is done with cream, starting with panna, and then they heat up to 90-95 degrees. They add then citric acid, so the lemon, and they make mascarpone. And mascarpone, it is typically done in Lodi, which is south of Milano. That one of the city that was hit by the coronavirus heavily. Lodi. We have a Lodi here in California, but the city in Italy is called Lodi. And then Cremona is another city. Can you imagine a city which is named Cremona, which means big cream, the name of the city? And obviously they had to have kind of skills for making this kind of sweets. There is a legend about tiramisu. They say that it was invented, probably it's true, in Treviso, northeast of Italy, north of Venice, that area. And the tiramisu, there are different legends, how the name came. You can go online, you will find it. But for me, again, tiramisu, it is the link with the sugar, with the energy, with the zabaione egg that I used to get when I was a kid. So then eggs, we have 2 eggs. Eggs, obviously, it's the energy that you need. We have that now. This is the most difficult step that we have, which is the breaking of the eggs and the beating with a whisk, whipping the whites and the yolks. So we have to separate the whites from the yolk. Okay, and yeah. So I'm gonna start. The problem with the eggs is that not a problem. I never considered this as a problem. Only when I came in the US, there is a higher level of attention about bacteria. And in fact, bacteria could be outside of the egg, not inside. Could be outside, salmonella, for instance. But in the US, they are sanitized, they are cleaned. So there are it's very little the risk to have a problem with bacteria. I never heard anybody. If you go in business, probably you have to do that. You have to pasteurize the eggs. Practically, you have to prepare syrup with water and sugar, heat up to 121 degrees, okay, which is the Celsius, 121 degrees Celsius, which is 278 or 248 Fahrenheit. So you have to heat up and prepare this syrup, and then you add to either the yolk, to the yolk and to the whites, so that level of heat will kill bacteria. But we don't have any problems about bacteria. So we start breaking the eggs to separate them. So you look at me, okay, and then there are some tricks that I may suggest because it could be difficult sometimes. Okay, so this way I am separating the eggs, the yolk from, you see, from the whites. So the yolk there, and then obviously you have to wash and clean your hands. And then the other one, and I was thinking to this step, and I say maybe somebody has problems in doing this. And I want to show you something that I learned recently, which I didn't know, using empty bottle of water. Okay, let me show you and see if it works. It should work. an empty bottle of water, another egg, which we are not using, but just to show, I break the egg and I put it here. And then you create the pressure with the bottle. You aspirate. Okay, you first you go on the yolk, and you see it's inside perfect. The split between the yolk and the whites, it is perfect. That you go here and you throw the yolk. Okay, that's beautiful. It's nice. So now I'm not using this. I have the whites here, and I have to use the whisk. I got the lemon. Okay, should I go slower? I got a piece of lemon to clean the whisk. Okay, because if there is a little bit of fat outside, if it's not clean, perfectly clean, it may give a problem. Oh, but not this one. I go with the automated one, for the whites. Okay, so I'm cleaning the whisks, and we are going to whip the whites, as I said. Let me get my robot. This one and the other one, because if there is some fat or grease, you say, you may have problem on having the whites whipped. Okay, so I start. Somebody is putting a little bit of salt, a pinch of salt, but I'm not using it because I don't know how it works. And I don't think it works well because from chemistry, if you add salt, you may leave water underneath. In Italia noi say montare le chiare dell'uovo. In Italia the whites we call la chiara dell'uovo o albume. And you see it's going up. It has to stay, the rule says that when it's ready, it has to stay on the tip of the whisks without going down. And you see, it's nicely done. I'm almost becoming a professional, guys. Maybe one day I'm gonna open a restaurant.
Yes, Marco, no. Absolutely.
What?
Yes, they will hire you.
Okay, so this is done. I'm gonna put here. But is anybody working? Yes, somebody's working. Okay, good. So now we go with the yolks. Okay, with the yolks, and I'm cleaning the whisk, as I said. With the yolks, we go manually. I'm gonna leave this one here, and I'm gonna add the sugar, 2 tablespoons of sugar. 1.
Marco,
yes.
Marco, I have a question. What is the speed you use to beat the egg whites?
The speed.
Yes.
It was on this one, which has 6 speeds. I went to 3, 4.
So medium speed.
Yes, medium.
Medium speed.
You start slower first. You start maybe 2, and then you go to 3. I started with 2, and then I went to 3. So 2.
Marco, you didn't put the sugar on the egg white, yes?
No, the sugar goes on the yolks.
No sugar yet. So everyone.
Sugar here.
Okay, thumbs up is everyone as did the first step. Everyone. Okay, Evelyn, okay. Chris, okay. Luis, okay. Okay, perfect.
So the whites are like soft peaks?
Say again?
I didn't hear the question. There was a question?
Yeah, so the whites to be beaten up to soft peaks, is it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Did you see it comes like a snow?
Okay.
And it was what? 2 minutes. 2 minutes with the number 3 level of the whisk, of the mixer.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it came, you see how it comes? That's a difficult, could be a difficult step. If you have a problem, throw away and make another one. Still with 2 eggs. This could be a difficult step, but my friend, I don't know how to help. Now I'm starting beating the eggs. 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons. And you don't have to be perfect because even the eggs are not perfect. Sometimes bigger, sometimes smaller. Okay, so it depends. So 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 eggs. And I go mixing first. And then I have to start beating. And when my mother, she used to tell me, okay, I started, now you go ahead. And you were doing in the glass with a little spoon with the egg and the sugar to make l'uovo sbattuto, beaten egg. And then you were a kid, and I was always suffering muscle pains because it's boring to be there beating by hands the egg. And if you want to pasteurize the eggs, obviously you are using the syrup with the water and sugar, like 30 grams of sugar for 100 grams of 100 ml of water, and obviously that the sugar that you put in the syrup, you don't have to put in the eggs. You have to subtract that quantity of sugar. So the eggs now are beaten, kind of creamy liquid. I'm gonna add the mascarpone here. So we're gonna make, this is a mascarpone cream.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
In egg whites, is there anything in egg whites, or is it just egg whites that have been beaten?
Egg whites and nothing else. Just you clean the beater with the lemon, the whisk with the lemon outside. Okay, the bowl has to be clean. Also, I always go with the lemon inside the bowl to clean the bowl and avoid there is any kind of fatty substance that may interfere with the whipping of the whites.
Thank you.
Okay, mascarpone. I found this mascarpone Trader Joe's.
Marco,
yes.
Sorry, I got distracted. Where does the sugar goes in the not in the white, right?
In the yolks.
In the okay.
In the yolks.
Okay.
The sugar goes in the yolks.
Okay.
Now, we go with the mascarpone. Nothing. These were 200, even less. The recipe should be 250, but this is 200. They sell 225, 230, 240 grams, and it's okay. It is absolutely not a problem.
So you are mix the mascarpone now with the yolks and the sugar.
With the eggs, with the yolks, il rosso d'uovo, the red part, yes, the yolk. You can mix even with the spoon.
There is no water. I don't know.
No, no water.
There is no water. No water.
Water here.
At all.
No water, no wine. But something more.
A little bit of wine, maybe. Could be.
You were right. So you see,
After.
a little bit, not wine, but you can add a little bit of liquor if you don't want to give, if kids are not having it. And you can use, normally in Italy I'm using Marsala. Marsala is a sweet wine that is made in Sicily, only in one town in Sicily, which is called Marsala. It gave the name to the liquor. And it's as I said, is a sweet wine, quite strong, higher than 15 degrees, 15 to 20, like similar to Porto wine, similar to sherry from Spain. And normally you may add either nothing, or a little bit of liquor to give some taste.
Marco.
Marco,
yes.
do you think I can use rum?
Yeah, that's rum. That's what I'm gonna add. I'm gonna add rum.
Perfect.
Any thoughts on Disaronno?
Little bit, not much. And I'm gonna add.
Yes, you can use Disaronno too. Go with Disaronno.
Amaretto di Saronno. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Also amaretto di Saronno. Or if you are more sophisticated and lucky, you can also use this liquore strega, and also this one. It's a very sweet liquor, very often used for sweets, to add to sweets. But you can drink a little sip also after dinner. It's really nice. I love it.
Ay, per favore.
And it's made in Benevento, one town, southern Italy, only there. It's called strega, which means witch. Okay, so it's strega, witch liquor. I'm gonna add the rum. So as I said, now here I'm mixing.
Sorry, Marco. I want to remember to mute yourself because we can hear everything.
So what?
No, not you.
Myself?
No, you.
Oh.
It's okay.
So you see, I'm mixing the mascarpone with the eggs, with the sugar, wow, and with the rum, and it's nice. Also, this with this one you can use the mixer if you want. Huh? I hope, and obviously the ingredients that you are using, the best are the ingredients, the better is the result. Okay, it's normal. If you have here, we don't have the homemade mascarpone. Would be fantastic. Somebody is also able to make. I'm not able to make the Savoiardi at home, but it's very difficult, I think. I mean, you have to be a professional to make Savoiardi, or maybe in those regions.
Marco.
Yes.
Did you add vanilla?
No. No.
How much marsala did you add? A tablespoon?
No, a little. This little glass. What could be? I mean, just a little bit. The amount of an espresso coffee, the same amount, or even a little less.
I liked your glass.
You like my glasses?
No, the glass.
No, the small glass. The small glass.
Oh, the small glass. Yes, I found here in, and this is typical. It reminds me the style we have in Italy, but I found here in one of these markets.
Sorry.
Oh, you see how it's coming?
Hi, just wondering. So when you did, when you did the eggs, the yolks, did you get them to pale color?
You see what is coming? The eggs. You mean the yolks? The yolks.
Yeah,
I added the sugar. I added the sugar. Yes, and then you start beating until it become a little bit more dense than what it was, because the sugar is giving density. But then it's not a problem because you have to add the mascarpone there, okay, which is changing the color.
Wow.
And then the marsala or the ram. And it doesn't matter if you beat
did you say
1 minute or 3 minutes the yolks with the sugar, because then you have to add the mascarpone, and then with the mascarpone is growing.
Mascarpone. 250 of mascarpone as well?
These were 220 grams.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Kirsten, Evelina, how is your cream? Who is doing also?
I think it's good.
It's good?
It looks good. Very
Mine
smooth.
is fine.
What?
Mine is fine, I think.
Let's see. Ah,
I cannot see.
I can see, don't worry, Marco. I can judge.
I'm sorry, I had technical problems. Have we added the egg whites yet?
Not yet.
Okay,
You see,
thank you.
You see now the cream, the mascarpone cream, the density. It's like it seems ice cream. It's kind of a nice gelato consistency, the same consistency as a gelato, vanilla gelato.
Marco, mine is really liquid.
You have to beat.
Okay, mine is too.
The cream, why it's liquid? If you add the mascarpone, it shouldn't be liquid.
Mine is too, more like.
Yeah, mine is like that.
Maybe you guys added too much wine.
No, but that one is not. No, I was thinking. You know what? I was thinking the opposite because mine it seems too much dense, and this is related to the mascarpone that you are using. Obviously, the brand of mascarpone, but I don't think there are big differences in terms of being liquid. You say liquid, so what is the problem there?
Look, Marco, look.
And so go beating. You have to beat. Are you beating? Did you add the mascarpone?
I'm trying. Like
2 eggs?
Yes.
You are not adding. You didn't add the whites yet.
No, just some rum.
Okay, and so I don't know what mascarpone you had.
Do you have
all food organic?
Because mine, you see, it seems puree. Potato puree, the same density as potatoes puree.
Patricia, yours is good.
It's very dense.
Potatoes.
Yeah, it's
like mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes.
From Trader Joe's. Where did you get your mascarpone?
Trader Joe's.
Me too. Okay, I think it's thicker because it's like mashed potatoes.
Is it like mashed potatoes? Yes.
Mashed potatoes.
Yes, nice. Okay.
It needs to be firm.
Now I'm gonna add the whites slowly to the cream. Okay, to the mascarpone. So the whites first that we made. This kind of foam whites. I'm gonna add to the mascarpone cream. Okay, so then and slowly using this one spatula that in Italian we call it Marisa. We give a name, female name to the spatula. It's called Marisa, and I'm gonna add and I mix from the bottom to the top. From the bottom to the top, using the Marisa, I'm adding the cloudy whites.
Okay, Marco, if someone wants to add fruits on the cream,
then next time we can make the tiramisu with strawberries instead of using coffee. Now I can add strawberries pieces of strawberries here. And then I will not add obviously coffee, and we can make tiramisu with strawberries, which is something delicious, or even other fruits if you want.
What about the fruit pulp puree? Maybe Mark is asking if he put fruit puree in the cream.
This is a terrible one.
But then you cannot put coffee. Then you cannot put coffee. You do fruits, you put pieces of fruits, peaches, should be soft fruits, peaches, strawberries, banana, and so on. But let's stay with the classic for now. Okay, so from the bottom to the top, I'm trying to have the whites mixed with the mascarpone cream, and it will give softness. It will give to the cream more, it will be more soft and more tender and better.
Patricia,
how's it going, guys?
Now, where is Patricia?
Patricia?
Kranti, how's it going?
Can you see?
Not bad, I think. I mixed in the whites.
Yes.
Soft, like that.
Ah, it's good. Perfect.
Okay.
So my cream is ready. I'm gonna make now some coffee, which I did a little bit before. This is the mocha machine, the mocha Bialetti classical coffee maker from Italy, obviously. A friend of mine, recently she sent me a sketch, which is saying, I know your attitude and your spirit, depending from how you make your coffee. And those guys that are making coffee with the Bialetti mocha machine are either unbearable young snob or geriatric Italians. And I brought back to her, obviously I'm a little bit snob. I'm not I'm a young, unbearable young snob guy. I'm absolutely not a geriatric guy. And Patricia, you know this lady. So there are two parts in the mocha. We put the water. We put the water here, which I'm using the filtered one. And there is a kind of a valve inside that you go with the water up to the valve, not above it. That's the limit. That is the limit. Then you put the filter. There you go. If there is a little bit of water, you can do like this. You throw the water. It doesn't. The water shouldn't come up to the level of the filter. And then coffee powder. Be careful. This is normally I'm doing three of them for making the tiramisu in this size of pan. And how about coffee? I was reading coffee. I thought that came from South America to Italy, while it came from East, obviously, from the Ottoman Empire, from Turkey, because they have Turkish coffee where they have the powder at the bottom. And the history is interesting. It came first to Venice. Venice was a strong republic, very strong on navy during the Middle Age. And they had, starting with Marco Polo, they had a lot of connections. Marco Polo came from Venice, left Venice to go to China, right? So there were these trade between Venice and the Middle East and Turkey and so on. So one guy brought the coffee and he brought the coffee, and at the beginning it was considered the devil's drink because of the effects, the energetic effects of the coffee. But then people, especially higher level in Venice, they were meeting and drinking coffee. So coffee bars, they were in Venice even during the end of the Middle Age. And as I'm always telling my friends that the Pope is the key, it was at that time the key driver of all the foods, so the best food that we could have in Italy. And at the beginning, it was considered that the coffee something that the non-Christians, they were drinking, so was the devil's drink, so was forbidden. But then one of these guys, one of these popes, he decided that the coffee was good. And then finally, they changed the positioning of the coffee in the culture and in the society. So everybody started to drink coffee. Interesting story about coffee. And so that area nearby Venice was the first region of Italy that started with a coffee culture. And if in fact, then you reconnect all those kind of stories with the reality, you know that Illy. Yeah.
Marco, just a time check because we have 10 minutes left.
Only 10 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
So
we
the
can go
coffee
a little
was
bit ahead.
okay.
Over, but just time check. 10 minutes left.
Okay. I'm pouring the coffee in this empty pan where I'm gonna dip one by one the Savoiardi. But I have to end telling you that the Illy company, Illy Coffee, which is very common and very famous here in the US, but also in Italy, it's in fact from Trieste, which is there north of Venice, and probably they started using coffee and getting the business with coffee because of that their link with the introduction of the coffee in Italy. So the cream is here ready. The cream is here ready. I'm making the last coffee machine. So you are telling me that I'm talking too much, huh?
No, Marco, what are you saying?
Okay.
No.
And okay, I don't need this one. I may need this one. So now, when the other cup of coffee, but I can even start. I'm gonna wet, as I said, dip, soak each one of them in the coffee. But I have to do quickly. You don't have to leave the biscuit in the coffee too much. Otherwise, it becomes too wet, okay? So just I roll one by one, rolling in the coffee, okay? And then I'm gonna position in the pan, okay? Can you see Isabella? Can you see everything here in front of me?
Yes.
Okay. And if you see the Savoiardi biscuits, they have one side with sugar, which is stronger than the other side. So the first level, I'm gonna put the sugar side down at the bottom. So it will give a little bit more resistance to the cake, to the sweet itself. Okay? So I'm gonna show you, I'm rolling, and that's it. One by one. And I have to create this layer. They are still hard when I take them off the coffee bath. The coffee bath. And obviously, if the Savoiardi, they are absorbing the coffee, correct? So I have to be careful to have the enough quantity of coffee to being able to wet all of them, to soak all of them. Then I can decide which way I'm going to put them. And you may plan this at the beginning, okay? At the beginning, you can prepare, you have an idea how to put them. And you can force them, because now they are becoming, and you can cut them. That's what I'm going to do. I take the size and I'm going to cut the top. Because it's too long. Piece is broken, but I can force. No problem. The cream will help. Now, let me open the other one. So you see there are two packs inside. Okay, so I have the first layer of Savoiardi, and now I have to split the amount of cream that I have into two different quantities. So by ice, I decide the quantity that I put in the middle. And the coffee is coming. Can you hear? And you can do this also with obviously with a tablespoon. Okay, the coffee is ready. I'm gonna throw the coffee here. Pour the coffee. Sorry for my English. Sometimes the verbs are not perfect. This one should be enough. Let me get a little bit more cream here.
Marco,
Yes.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You don't put the sugar in the coffee, is it correct?
No, no sugar. No sugar. You may put a little bit of milk if you want. If the coffee is too strong, few drops of milk to change the color of the coffee, and it's okay. No sugar. We put the sugar already in the eggs.
Okay. Luis is asking, is it better to cool the coffee or does it matter?
So what is the question?
Is it better to cool the coffee, raffreddare il caffè oppure no?
Normally no. Normally when I do at home by myself, I do very, very hot. Today I prepared it cold. I had it cold from earlier. Now it's hot. Okay, but it's not a problem. That is not a problem. Normally I use when it's hot. Just your hands. You may have to be careful with your hands. Okay. Now the second layer of, and I can change the way. Oh, I have to go in the coffee. I forgot. Man, are you laughing, huh? And now I'm putting the sugar on top. The sugar on top. You see, if it's too long, you cut a piece. Oh, I have to open another one. The other smaller pan I have normally with one full pack, I'm able to do one pan. This one is a little bit bigger, so I had to open another pack, but that's okay. But that is why it's important to know the size you are going to use and the amount of Savoiardi that you will need. Otherwise, you may buy only one pack or two packs, and then they are not enough. So the second layer, it's ready. I'm gonna all the cream. I'm gonna add all the cream. Sometimes I leave, let me see. This. There is an empty space here on one side, and I'm going to force one Savoiardo here. Will help to give even more stability. Okay. So how's going? I'm gonna put this one here. Look, I'm gonna show you the cream that was left. I'm going to add a little bit of coffee here. You see? I'm going to mix this one, and this is wonderful. The coffee with the cream, very good. No sugar. Now, we are almost done. We are going to use the cocoa, normally not sweet, the dark one, dark chocolate, the best you have. This one is a Ghirardelli one, 100% cocoa. Ghirardelli is a famous, for those that are not from San Francisco, from California, is a famous chocolatier in San Francisco. And then what? I'm going to add this one. You can do also with the other one.
Marco, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah.
I'm making a new cream, and because my previous one didn't, something messed up, and I'm wondering, could the reason be that my mascarpone was kind of cold? I took it from the refrigerator, so it was cold. Can this be the reason?
If it's cold, it may require more time to get mixed. But also mine was cold. I also took it out from the refrigerator at that time of use. Okay, you may decide to take it out a little bit, half an hour before, so that it's more creamy, let's say, and it's easier to mix. But should not change the result, I guess. Then it's the quality of the mascarpone. Is it the one from Trader Joe's?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not from Trader Joe's.
This is the first time I'm using the Trader Joe's one, and I have to tell you, I will try. I have to taste it, but I was not enthusiastic. The other one I used to use, probably the Galbani one, even from Safeway, if I'm not wrong. So which is not the top level. The mascarpone at Safeway, I think. Behave better than this one in terms of cream and in terms of density. But this one, all the Italians, they told me go with my colleagues, my friends. They told me go with the one from Trader Joe's, and that's what I tried. And then I have also these chocolate chips to give make some fancy story, but you don't need it. Just because now I did it on TV, so I'm trying to to put some of them, but do not exaggerate. Just keep few of them, not much. So, how's going? I'm done. I'm finished. This one I'm gonna put in the refrigerator. Okay, at least half an hour. Half an hour in the refrigerator.
Half an hour.
Cool down the temperature, and then it's done, ready to eat.
Do you cover it?
Next time I will be part of the World Cup for tiramisu. There is a World Cup contest for tiramisu, but then let me tell you the truth. The truth is that I love sweets. I love sweets a lot, but I prefer to cook pasta and the other stuff, secondi piatti, fish, and so on. Because with the sweets, you see, you have the rules, fixed rules, the quantities you have to respect, and then you may have problems because to make the cream is not easy, or if you do the cream by cooking, you have to be careful the degrees. While making pasta or fish, whatever dishes, secondi piatti, it's much more easy. I mean, it leaves room to fantasy and to changes or other possibilities. So,
Marco, do you cover it to put it in the refrigerator or not? Do you cover it?
What?
Do you cover the tiramisu before putting it in a?
No, it depends. You may cover. Maybe it's better if you cover with the aluminium. Could be okay. But if half an hour I put in the refrigerator and then I'm gonna eat. But that's a good. That is a good suggestion. You better cover with the aluminium. Okay, I think this is that is all. We want to listen from them who got a good result.
Patricia, what is your results? Kathy, Kranti.
Me.
Oh, that's nice.
We'll let you know in 30 minutes.
Wow, Leslie, yours amazing, Leslie.
Good. Yeah, but it's easy. Come on.
Good.
It's not difficult. As I say, the most difficult step was the whipping. Wow. Very good. Very happy. Okay.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marco.
So much fun.
Bye, Marco.
Thank you a lot. Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you.